Raider Nation, what is going on? It's your favorite Uso Samoan Raider back with another episode of Nation Take, where I take some of your hottest takes or questions and I answer them in a video. Now, this one went out to my members of the channel and I just wanted to give them an opportunity to be featured in the channel some way, somehow. So I put out a community post like this and I picked some of my favorite ones and I answered them in this video. So if you guys are trying to get on the next episode of Nation Take, I'll be putting out a post like this every single week. And if you're a member, then you can ask me anything you want or give me your hottest takes of the off season. And if you're wondering how you can become a member of the channel, all you got to do is just hit the join button down below. With that being said, let's get started with the video.
And you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Now, my first question comes from my guy Roy, one of my loyal members of the Uso Nation. He asks, why are the Raiders always in the middle of controversial calls? First the tuck call and now the whistle call. Now, in all honesty, it's because of the shield that we rock. It's the Raiders. And Al Davis was one of those guys. He was the head of the nation. And he was one guy that always went against the NFL and basically said, fuck you to the NFL. So now when there's any call that could go against us, they give it to us. There has been plenty throughout the history of the Raiders. Obviously, the tuck rule, that's way back in the day. It was a fumble, but you know what? We're gonna let that be because I don't want to revisit that. Now, with this whistle call, it could have easily been called back, and the referees could have taken the touchdown away. And they had all that time to review it and whatnot, and they didn't. And I'm not saying that that would have changed the perspective of the game or that's the reason why we lost the game, because I've told you guys before that we had a chance still at the end of the game to tie it up and potentially win that game. So it falls on us. But calls like that really change the momentum of the game. Maybe they don't get a touchdown on that drive. Maybe they just come away with the field goal. Maybe we force a fumble or get a turnover. Who knows? There's a lot of what ifs when it comes to controversial calls, especially when it involves the Raider Nation. So my simple answer to you is
they hate us because they ain't us.
Now, my second question comes from Jose Macias asking, why is Davis signing players before picking a new head coach? Has there been any news on who he's really favoring? And do you think there's a better choice than Bisaccia? Now, there's a lot of questions to answer in here. So first off, why is Davis signing players before picking a new head coach? I don't know, but it's not like we're signing big time players. These are all practice squad players and we're just signing them to future/reserve contracts. So it's not really a big deal. Now, if this was free agency and we're signing big name players, then that's a different story, which I doubt that would happen. Now, as far as who he's favoring as a head coach, I do believe that Jim Harbaugh is at the top of his list as well as the rest of the Raider Nation. I don't really know why he hasn't pulled the trigger on it yet, because there's been reports saying that Harbaugh would take the job if it was offered to him, but maybe he's still trying to, interview his candidates, try to weigh his options, because there's a lot of candidates out there that could possibly come here and help this team out. And as far as your last question of this take, is there a better option than Rich Bisaccia? I would say yes. There's a lot of great options out there better than Rich Bisaccia. The only thing that Bisaccia has over anybody else that's going to come in for an interview is that he has a connection with the players already. And I would say that's huge, and he's more of a player's coach. But as far as better coach overall, I would say yes, there's a lot of options, a lot of candidates. Jim Harbaugh is one of those guys. Mike Tomlin would be one of those guys if he became available. Sean Payton, Doug Peterson, the list goes on and on and on. It just depends on who he really wants to bring in. But if it was entirely up to me, it would only be Jim Harbaugh or Rich Bisaccia, and that's it. That would be my only two options that I would weigh. If you had the decision to choose the next head coach of the Raiders, let me know who you guys would choose down in the comments below. Now, the last take comes from my guy, JC Willie, another loyal member to the Uso Nation, man. He has a loaded question/decision for me and you guys, the Raider Nation. He says, come on, Uso. Question for the nation. With the new GM and head coach, do you, 1, keep DC, 2, trade Derek Carr for draft picks and the Raiders start Marcus Mariota, or 3, trade DC for Russell Wilson, 33 years old, has 2 Super Bowl appearances as a starter, Jimmy Garoppolo, 30 years, 2-time Super Bowl as a backup, or 3, Deshaun Watson, 26 years old, a 2-time playoff appearance, but 1 year removed from the NFL. But then he also added Mr. Aaron to the conversation, 2-year contract for the 38-year-old. Just think about it. Now, this is a really loaded question, and there's a lot of options here, and I know the nation might not be happy with what I would choose, because this is just me, my opinions. Now, this is no hate, But if I had to choose out of the options that my Oos gave me, it would be trading Derek Carr and starting the Oos Marcus Mariota. That's what I would say, you know, because I feel like we could get 2 first-rounders from Derek Carr, and we could either trade one of those first-rounders maybe for a key piece or whatnot, or just go out into the draft and draft a successor for the future. There has been many quarterbacks that has came in after Derek Carr has been drafted and has taken over this league by storm. A lot of young players. I know there's a lot of fans saying it's hard to find a quarterback and whatnot, but I feel like in today's age, it's easier to find a quarterback than it has been in the past couple of years. You look at these young stars balling out, especially in these playoff games. Look at Patrick Mahomes. Look at Josh Allen, what they did yesterday. They balled out. They put on a show, and I would say those 2 quarterbacks are among the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And Derek Carr, I love Derek Carr, and I will support Derek Carr no matter what. I seen a funny video on Instagram on a Lions fan rooting and cheering for Matt Stafford, being happy for the guy, beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Stop! Clock it! Clock it! Clock it! Get on the line! Clock that shit! Clock it! Yes! Holy let's go, baby!
And honestly, that would be my same reaction for Derek Carr. If Derek Carr was to go into a better situation and win, I would be so happy for that. Again, this is just my opinion, and of course I'd be a little bit biased to my cousin Marcus, but this would definitely be the option that I would go with. And since we're speaking on these young quarterbacks, I came across a tweet that I seen the nation blowing up from our cornerback Casey Hayward saying, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert, Jackson, man, AFC gonna be in good hands for a long time. All young bucks too. Sheesh. And the nation was going crazy on my boy Casey Hayward for putting out this tweet and not mentioning Derek Carr. I don't know what's up with most of you guys. As much as we love Derek Carr, this does not mean that he does not respect Derek Carr and doesn't think that Derek Carr is a solid quarterback. Heck, one fan tried to call him out saying leaving Derek Carr says a lot. And Casey Hayward responds to that saying, LOL, reading is fundamental. And honestly, man, Raiders Twitter, it's so toxic, man. Sometimes people be talking out their ass without even thinking. But getting back to the question at hand, what would you pick if the option was available to you? And you choose whether you keep Derek Carr, trade him for picks, and start Mariota for the next season, or trade away Derek Carr and try to bring in guys like Russell Wilson or possibly Aaron Rodgers. Let me know down in the comments below. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If this is the first time you're coming across this channel and you love the Las Vegas Raiders, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Until the next video, this is your boy Samoan Raider, and your boy is, yeah.
Started off in Oakland, now we here. Thought that we was done, we just hit another gear. Look, started off in Oakland, now we here. Hey, pull up with the nation in the silver black gear. Look.